Good morning, all. Good morning. Good morning. Welcome to the Bullhorn Betty channel. Good morning. So as many of you know, if you guys watched my video yesterday, I stated that I would be I have a meeting at 8 a.m. I'm leaving here at 8 a.m. So I started this podcast early this morning, a lot earlier than I have started it all week long. So I hope the people that missed this get caught up to it. I do apologize, but you know, a schedule is a schedule is a schedule. So I've had to get up. I had to get up and get dressed this morning. So good morning. Welcome to the Bullhorn Betty channel. You know, we run this coffee club. This is the official coffee club mug. So if you guys have not purchased your official Bullhorn Betty coffee club mug, please do so. There's even a 20-ounce tumbler if you're not a coffee drinker. So good morning, all. Good morning, all. So anyways, you know, I love the people in this chat. I really do. We have some of the best people that watch here, and you know, some send me, you know, stuff. So, and you know, Patricia, I see you here this morning. I did get it. It is so cute. She makes me handmade stuff. It's really nice. Look at that. Okay, look at that. It's handmade. And this is not the first stuff. Like I still got all this stuff here. Isn't it pretty? Just pretty. And I got the other. Let's see here. Hold on. I told you, you know, I'm not like a slob, but my desk is really full, you know, because I do a lot of research here. And when I got to get to the stuff I need, I got to get to the stuff I need. But as you can tell, I'm pretty organized. I mean, in my chaos, I'm pretty organized. So, Here they are. These are the things. See, she made me earlier. Aren't those pretty? I'm just getting spoiled over here, right? I'm spoiled. I'm spoiled. Thank you. Thank you. So beautiful stuff. I love it. I love handmade stuff. I love this because it's just beautiful, gorgeous, and even decorates the envelopes and things like that nature. It's really cute. It's hard to even get rid of the envelopes. I have to be honest with you. Really hard to even get rid of the envelopes. So this is another thing. I'm reading a book, so this will come into handy. She knows what book I'm reading because again, she's been helping. Thank you, Patricia. I just want to give you a shout out. Other stuff that, oh, thank you. She says, because I love you. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. So she also stuck in here, an article related to Harmony Montgomery. And so it's kind of, I'll keep it. I got to be careful what I say. I don't like, and intentionally doxing folks. But anyways, so I'll just read it to you since it's in the package, and then we'll get over to like a fun little segment that she sent too. I love it, I have to say. So Concord, an executive counselor, said the case of missing Harmony Montgomery in Manchester makes it clear that the state's largest department should be broken up. New information, right? Should be broken up. Counselor Ted Gatsis, Republican from Manchester, said the agency charged with protecting children would be better served and received more financial support if it wasn't part of a massive state Department of Health and Human Services. Interesting. The department, I believe, is too big to manage by one person. What? You have one person managing this? Are you kidding me? Oh, thank you, C12. We love our members. We love our members. Thanks for becoming a member. I know you're here every morning, and I appreciate the monthly support. You are amazing. Thank you. Thank you. So what? By one person? Did I hear that correctly? I did. The department, I believe, is too big to be managed by one person. And Patricia picked up on that because she highlighted it. She highlighted it. What? That is nothing against you. I have been saying this for several years. GATSS has told HHS Commissioner Lori Shibanet, hopefully I'm saying these names right, not butchering them like a butcher block, and Governor Chris Sununu during Wednesday's council meeting. If the department was smaller and the agencies were split up, we would have better control with what's happening to Harmony. Now in his second term of the executive counselor, Gatsis is a former president of the state senate and mayor of Manchester. Gatsis says he concluded from the first report on the handling of Montgomery case that the state might have done more, might have done more. And might was in, those things. This is a very inclusive, but it looks like we might have been able to do more, Gatsis said. I would hope someone comes forward and puts this issue to rest. Sununu said, I'm not going to comment on that. Wow. Me neither, says Shibanet, whatever. And these are the main people, right? These are the main people. Neither one of them want to comment. Neither one of them want to comment. And, I keep going back to Duty Ron, his segment on it and the CYA that was being done in the Harmony Montgomery case. And, the BS soup that they fed us related to that case and their involvement. Oh, it was just, they knew wrong had happened, yet they didn't want to take the blame. And here, this is what I don't like about the political arena, right? Nobody wants to take a blame for their mishandling. Everybody, they like these big cushy jobs. They like the money that they're making in these big cushy jobs in these, bureaucratic uh, facilities where they have all these bureaucrats under them, but nobody wants to take responsibility for what they've created or what they failed to create, right? They all go in here saying that they're going to do this and they're going to do that. And then when they get in there, they forget what they were planning on doing. And it's sad. And, at the end of the day, it's the children that suffer. And Harmony, Montgomery, Serenity, McKinney, Summer Wells, the West Boys, those are the victims of this nonsense right here throughout the country. And there are many, many more like them. Many more. Many, many, many more. Sad. Thank you. You're very sweet. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Let's see. Hold on one second. You're always here too. Hold on one second. Let me get into here. I don't know if I can do it from here. I don't think I can do it from here. So if anybody's wondering what's going on with me this morning, I've got a meeting. I've got a meeting at 8. I'm shutting this live down no matter where we are, even if we're in the middle of a conversation. I've got to literally, like, my drop dead time in this this whole scenario, my drop dead time literally is 8 o'clock. So I will not make sure my volume's off here. Of course it's me. Okay, well, I do. All right, guys, you're gonna have to give me a second. I did something I shouldn't have done. What is going on? Sorry. Is it done? How did this happen? Sorry. Should not be having this. Oh, there it is. Sorry, I fixed it. I hit the wrong button. Let me try it again. It happens when you run two computers, I'm telling you. I wanted to make sure that it was turned off, and I accidentally turned it on and couldn't figure out what the stuff was. So I apologize. It was all my fault. Just making sure everybody's awake this morning. So I just wanted to see if I missed any questions. Good morning, all. Good morning. Yeah. Yeah, absolutely, PB&J. Absolutely. And that's what we said from the very beginning. When we were out there on the Gabby Petito case and law enforcement made several mistakes, they did. And it was always, they try to come out and say, oh, it's because of this. It's because of this. Oh, it's because of this. Nobody ever took responsibility and said, hey, we just effed up. We just made a big mistake and we're sorry. And it's like, for me, I mean, after that case, and I saw how easily it was for law enforcement to manipulate the public when they made some crucial mistakes. And that's what they did. They went out there on social media, on mainstream media, and manipulated the public about the truth. Because I can tell you what they were describing out there at Myakkahatchee Creek Environmental Park and what I was witnessing out there every single day. Now, remember, I was out there 2 times a day. When I was going to the Laundry's house, I stopped there and Carlton Reserve. And on the way back from the Laundry's, I stopped there on Carlton and Carlton Reserves. We could not ever get back into Carlton Reserves to do foot searches, but we could because they stopped searching in Myakkahatchee Creek Environmental Park almost immediately. We could go out there and search all day long. We could go out there when we were tired of dealing with the Laundry's and all that chaos in front of that house. We would go out searching in Myakkahatchee Creek Environmental Park. And I'm telling you, and we did that every day. Now, mind you, he disappeared. At least his parents turned him in as missing on September 17th. I remember because it was my birthday. And we were out there. My body, Jonathan was out there on September 17th when they made that report. I didn't show up until September 18th. And I had been there from September 18th until October when they found Brian. That's how long we were out there. Almost 2 solid months. Every single day in 98-degree heat or hotter. It sucked. But it's what we felt we had to do. And the reason why I'm going through that is because, they were talking about water up to their chest level. You realize that Jonathan and I were out there almost every day searching for Brian in that same exact park that they said the water was up to your chest level. And outside of being in the creek, no, it wasn't. We experienced, in some areas, ankle high water. In some other areas, maybe calf high water. But this idea that it was up to your chest is ludicrous. And we kept hearing that over and over again. And it started getting to the point where it was frustrating because they were manipulating the public that wasn't able to go out there. They were even doing, even the news reports were doing, certain screenshots for the illusion that it was deeper than it was. We took some video shots of the rancher out there. He was in a Polaris, right? And you've seen these ripples. It was almost like they were in a canoe or a boat or, a little motorboat, but it wasn't. It was a little golf cart. And what they were doing is they were turning the camera in such a way to get the riffles of the water on top of the grass. And when we finally looked at it and measured the wheels and finally got the angle, because we mimicked that angle, right? We got the camera down and we were able to mimic it in water this big. Seriously. I am dead serious. It was all manipulation and it infuriated us. And so, it comes back to this about, they don't want to comment. They don't want to comment. Nobody wants to take responsibility. They want to pass the buck and point the finger. But sometimes the public just needs to hear, we screwed up. We will do better. We're sorry. Sometimes that's all the public needs to hear, but you'll never get it. Not unless you're Martin Hyde. When Martin Hyde screws up, he doesn't mind telling you. Just saying. Just saying. If anybody watched knows Martin Hyde, he's from here, from Florida, and he really bombed. I mean, I have to respect the man, right? He did some horrible stuff. He got pulled over by an officer, the pompous, do you know who I am? And, I can't remember, but she's like, I still have a job to do. She was right. She's an officer of the law. She's had a job to do, and he should have been respectful to the law enforcement because you know how we feel about law enforcement. We love law enforcement, right? But he was being a jerk. You know what his apology was? It wasn't, the boilerplate apology. He wrote and apologized, and his was like, you know what? You're right. I was a jerk. There was no excuse for it. I'm embarrassed of my actions. And, sometimes I'm just a jerk. It won't be the first time or the last time. Boom. What? Did this politician just say that? Seriously. It's true story. True story. True story. So that was a first for me. I've never heard a politician talk like that. But it will be ingrained in my mind. And I guarantee any apologies going forward better be as good as that one. So let's just keep getting on here. So they neither have a comment. Harmony Montgomery, who was last seen, who would be 7, has not been seen since sometime in late 2019, shortly after the court awarded custody to her father, Adam Montgomery. It's sad. Shortly after, right? Just sad. Shortly after. Courts awarded her to the father, and the father, golly, couldn't even deal with it it's just sad. It's just sad. Shortly after. Because I do believe they said, we calculated it to be only at the most 9 months, right? He only had her in his custody 9 months and she's gone. It's sad. Sad. The Division of Children, Youth, and Family Report stated that July 29th, 2019, someone made an anonymous call to them alleging potential abuse of harmony. So in July 29th, 2019, they did have an anonymous call. So somebody was brave enough. We talk about the whole Summer Wells case and who was going to stand up for Summer Wells and make the call. And here, somebody made the call, and guess what? It still didn't help. It still didn't help. You know, it's sad. No, I think the woman is just an alcoholic. I don't know if she knows what she's doing from one moment to the next. I really don't. I don't. Yeah, absolutely. Because everybody pumps them up and they act like they're these superhumans. And I keep trying to, people think they're infallible. And I keep trying to, let people know you can't hold them to that high of a standard. Yes, they're good. Yes, they're trained. But this idea that they don't make mistakes is ridiculous because again, they're human. Of course they make mistakes. Of course they do. Of course they do. I know everybody it's early this morning. For those that are just joining, you're probably wondering what in the world am I doing on this early in the morning? It's because I have a meeting. I have to leave here at 8 a.m. and I won't be back until this afternoon. So I had the choice of coming on early or coming on way, way late. And so I'm probably going to do both. Probably going to come on now, do some things. And then I may come back later this afternoon, depending on how crazy my schedule is, because I've got some other things that are in the pot. I am going to be keeping myself ultra busy here over the next, little bit and kind of sticking my hand and everything back into my responsibilities here in my own county. So I will, of course, will be doing Bullhorn Betty. That's not going to change every morning. I'm going to be doing it, but there's a lot of stuff that I do. I research and everything here, but it's still not enough to keep my day completely full. So I have started to volunteer. And I'm going to be volunteering for a specific project. And, again, it is labor of love. It is a volunteer program. That means zero pay. It's just giving back to my community. And I hope everybody, if you have an opportunity to volunteer in your own community, you definitely do so. So good morning, Tanya. Good morning, everybody. Just good morning, everybody. I'm just going to blanket a good morning to everybody. Good morning. Good morning. So we're just going over, Patricia sent me some new news articles, and I thought it was very interesting and thought I'd read it to you guys. So this is going over Harmony Montgomery's case. And, it was very shocking for those that are just joining that these people, the politicians in Concord, New Hampshire and stuff, they're talking about this case. And they're basically saying the department is entirely too big for one person to manage. And I about fell over when I found out that only one person is managing this department. It is insanity. It is insanity. And whoever, this gentleman that's talking is definitely accurate. This needs to be broke up if that's the case. This needs to be broke up if that's the case. So, anyways, the main people, Sanu and the Shibanet person, they don't want to comment on it. So, they're just choosing to keep their mouth shut. So much for, voted politicians, right? When push comes to shove, they don't have any comment. It's irritating. They should be the ones that do come out and have comments to say about this out of all people. And they want to keep their mouth shut. They're not under oath. They don't have the rights to, to plead the fifth. It's ridiculous. You guys in New Hampshire should be watching this and listening to the people. This poor child is gone. This poor child is gone. And these people want to keep their traps shut. If you voted for them, maybe you shouldn't next time. Just saying. The Division of Children and Young, this is CYF, right? CYF, CYA, CYF. This is the alphabet, the Division of Children, Youth, and Family, the, alphabet soup of child welfare programs. So, anyways, the Division of Children, Youth, and Family reports state that July 29th, someone made an anonymous call to them alleging potential harm of Harmony, and they still did not act. They still did not act. The caller said Harmony had a black eye, and her father admitted to causing it. So somebody called this in, and this was 5 months after Harmony was given custody to her father, Adam Montgomery. 5 months, and she has a black eye. And still, and this is in 2019 before she disappeared. And still, this department didn't do anything. Didn't do anything. The agency visited the home and advised Manchester police that they did not observe an injury on the child consistent with a black eye. This is why I am an advocate, and many of you guys know this. I am an advocate for police doing the investigation and referring over to the Division of Children and Protective Services. Because if the police, they may have seen something, they may know the law, but now you just had officers stand down on a criminal investigation because you didn't know what the hell you were doing. Because you didn't know what you were doing. Sad. So anyways, we'll go more over this. This is very upsetting to me. This is just despicable to me. I think that's why Patricia sent it to me. Now, on a fun side, before we get over to Harmony, things you do that really piss me off. We need to put this up. I'm probably going to scan this in and put this up. We'll go over this a little bit tomorrow. This looks, I don't have time to do it today, but this looks like a fun little game that we can play here. Maybe we'll figure out a prize or something to give away to the winner. That really pissed me off. Good morning, everyone. Good morning. Oh, hello from England. Love having our people from around the country come and join in. Yes, we are here entirely too early this morning. I've got to say, I am surprised I'm awake. Yesterday, I couldn't pull my butt out of bed. I made sure I went to bed early last night, early. And I made sure that I got up. It took me a little minute, but I set like every single, one of those days where you set like every single alarm clock just to make sure. And they're like all 10 minutes apart, just in case you accidentally, hit off instead of snooze. That's what I did. That's why I'm up. So anyways, fun stuff. Truth teller, nice to see you. Nice to see you here this morning. Nice to see you. Yeah, I believe it. We got a lot of people like that. I've got some stuff going on here, and this, and many of you guys probably haven't heard, but yesterday I went on a little 12-minute rant because here in my district, we had a woman without a driver's license in DeSoto County, which is part of my district, is part of the 12th district. DeSoto County is part of the 12th district here in the state of Florida. And so she runs in. Now, she's not even supposed to be driving, has no driver's license, and loses control of her vehicle, plows into the playground of a daycare, critically injures a 4-year-old child, which later died. And she was able to walk out with a $120 bond. So you're driving without a license, which causes critical injury to another person. And this is before that she passed away. And now they're saying she may be charged with additional crimes now that the child died. What? She was driving without a license that caused great bodily harm. Let me repeat that again. Great bodily harm. And she was able to walk out on a $120 bond. That is an injustice. That is sick. A family is grieving the loss of a 4-year-old child, and this woman that shouldn't even been behind the wheel of a vehicle is not sitting in jail. It's irritating. What is going on in our society? I'm sorry. Somebody that should never have been driving a vehicle, if you injure somebody to the point of you running into, I mean, we're not talking about a normal accident where you're rear-ending somebody. You're talking about a person that didn't have a driver's license, lost control of a car, ran through a daycare playground, plowed through a 4-year-old child. The child is in critical injury, and you can't find anything more to hold this woman on in jail and let her go on a $120 bond. These are the things that really burn my grits here on the Bullhorn Betty channel. Just saying. Just saying. So I know it's hard. It is hard. It is hard to hear the stuff that went on in that house. I have to be honest, but that's good. The good news is we're about to start working. I'm about to start showing you guys some videos of the work that our team did. Olivia has showcased these. We are going to have to watch some advertisements, which is fine. But they are our team's work. It is what we have done in the Summer Wells case. We want to bring that to you guys again, because this has happened a long time ago. This was we published this stuff out over a year ago, and a year ago, 3 months ago, 3 or 4 months ago. But this is the work we did. We had 2 trips to Rogersville, one in December and one in January, and we worked our tail off trying to find information about Summer Wells, about her parents. We were one of the people that came out against her parents, saying that they knew more, because after we did our due diligence, after we started doing our searches, our work, it kept bringing us right back to the same house, the same mountain, and the same primary people of interest. And I have to think, if that's what's going on for us, that has to be what's going on for law enforcement. Do we get it right the first time, every time? Of course not. Is there some information that we may have gotten wrong? Probably. Does it change the fact of the key players in the missing person, Summer Wells? No, it doesn't. And I think that law enforcement has been signaling to us. So we're going to get as far with these videos as possible. Again, folks that are here, I've got an hour and 15 minutes, and I have got to go. I unfortunately will try to come back here later this afternoon or save it until tomorrow morning. But I have other obligations today, this morning. I've got a breakfast with some friends, and going over some other, obligations of mine. I'll leave it at that. For those that were here yesterday, I said where I was going. So, I just want to make sure that, I'm not being secretive, but there's no point in just keeping going and going and going with it. We need some laugh time as well. I know, right? And I think I am going to put the things you do that pee me off, that tick me off, right? I think I am going to scan it in. I think I'm going to, or maybe, you know what? I'm wondering if there's a way I can do like a poll or something. I have to look at what they've got, what abilities they have here on YouTube, and maybe I'll get something out. So guys, just keep watching the community page. Something's going to be coming out there. We're going to have some fun with this this little checklist. I don't know what I'm going to do yet, but I'm going to do something. So we'll have to see how it works. Now, just before we get started on this, I just want to remind everybody we are going on a trip that's unrelated to Summer Wells, but it's going to be very, very impactful. I promise you. I promise you. When our team gets together, we do amazing work, and I need you guys to trust me, because I can't get tanked and I can't get torpedoed. So I've got to keep the trip itself under wrap, but I promise you, we will not disappoint you. We are now currently raising money for that trip. We've had one beautiful, and I haven't even thanked them yet, donor that has already contributed $50. I'm not moving any money from my Venmo, PayPal, or Cash App. All that money that is contributed over the next 30 days is 100% going to this trip for our team. That means our team is covered by Jonathan, Olivia, Olivia's mother, and myself. So we have 4 people that we need to get to our location to do this trip. We have a person that has reached out to us. They have offered us their guest house in order to do this project. Again, it's a very important project. We will not disappoint. We've already gotten or already received $50 toward this particular project. Our budget on this is $1,750. So we still have over the next month $1,700 to collect for this, which covers our airfare and our car rental and our gas. It doesn't even cover food. That's just the budget just to get us there. We, as a, each one of our, the members of the group can pay for our own food. We're not going to put that on our, but we are going to a location. We are going to be out there for about a week. It's going to be, we are thankful that we have room and board. But we do need, we need a crowd fund for the airfare and vehicle. So if you guys are feeling gracious and you would like to donate to the trip, these funds are going to the entire team. They're not for me here at the Bullhorn Betty channel. So all money that's going to be contributed right here on either the Venmo, Cash App, or PayPal, 100% of the proceeds over the next month that we collect are going toward that trip. We're going to be trying to get Jonathan as well as Olivia on for some fundraising projects here. We're going to be working on that. So please stay tuned if you'd like to see the team together. But this is a very important project that we are going to be working on. I wish I could tell you more, but I just need your trust, love, and support. And I promise you, at the end of the day, we will not disappoint. You have always been pleased by our work. I'm going to show you some of our work right now of the work we did for Summer Wells. Again, this is unrelated to Summer Wells, this project that's going on at the end of April, beginning of May. But we do need your help, love, and support. So anybody that would like to donate, please do so. That's the way to do. Cash App, super chats and super stickers are nice, but YouTube takes 30% of those. So in order for us to take 100% of the donation, that's how you want to do. This is how you want to do it. If you guys want to do super chats and super stickers, I'm fine with that as well. Whatever you feel comfortable with is perfectly fine for me. All right, without further ado, we're going to start talking about Summer Wells. Let me just make sure I haven't missed anything from you guys yet. Oh, Sweet Pineapple Fruit Loop. Nice to see you. You missed a lot. You missed a lot just on Harmony Montgomery, but you can go back and check that out here shortly. But not too much. You haven't missed too much. I can promise you that. We're just now, oops, let me go back. We're just now getting started on the crux of everything, of what our team has done for Summer Wells. I know that this time in the morning, there's not a lot of people up, especially in some areas. I think we removed it's like 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning in some areas. So we're not getting part of the United States this morning, but that's okay. It's okay. We'll have fun anyways. Different times allows different people from around the country and around the world to see us. So we're good. We're good. But you can go back and watch the beginning. I have got to leave here at 8 a.m. I have a breakfast obligation to be at. That is why I'm dressed in a dress and my hair and makeup are done already this time of morning. It is not necessarily what I want to do, but it's what I have to do. So let's make sure I'm not missing anything. What happened? My cousin in Michigan was killed by a drunk driver. Oh, I'm so sorry to hear that. I would like to bring you on if you're ever up for it, to talk about this. If it's, I know it's got to be very difficult for you, but, people, I'd like to, bring awareness to a lot of different things. And, drunk driving is a major thing. Many of you guys know my past. I was convicted of two. And it's why I don't drink and drive. I very rarely even have an alcoholic beverage anymore. Do I occasionally do? Yeah. and I do it very responsibly. I never want to have to go through that. One time in my life, I didn't care who I hurt. I do now. So I'm very, very sorry about that, Sweet Pineapple. I really am. My condolences to your family. Yeah. Good morning, Penny. I hope everything's going well. Let's just keep going. Oh, thank you, Karen. We love your love and support. You're so sweet. You're so sweet. Yeah, we unfortunately we need to everybody to be respectful in here. If you would kindly do that. Yeah, 4 a.m. 4 a.m. All right, well, let's just go ahead and get started, guys. I'm seeing your comments. Thank you. Good morning. Good morning. We love everybody that's here. It's sad what's going on in our judicial system. There's no no doubt about it. No doubt about it. So welcome everybody that's here. So let's just get started on, summer, shall we? Like I said, this is on Olivia's page, so we may have some advertisements to watch, but we're just going to get roll with it.
Five-year-old Summer Wells went missing 6 months ago on June 15th, 2021. She was last seen on this property. Have you seen her? These are her parents. They claim that she was abducted. Watch my friends and I as we go to Tennessee and find out for ourselves.
The Wells live right here. This is like 11-acre property. This is Ben Hill Road right here. This is Beach Creek Road, I believe. Main road, main drag. Turn here. This is the cemetery. This is a cemetery right there. Turn here, and then the Wells. And you can see the house there. You can see at the time the grandest they call her, trailer in back of that home there. It seems like the Wells, we're going to go to a property assessor, but it seems like the Wells property is like this area, and there's like a creek. It's like a creek, like a horseshoe.
We're here to find the answers to that so we can bring justice to Summer Wells.
What about you? Where's Summer Wells? This has been dragged long enough. It's time to find answers. It's time to direct action. What do the Wells know? Are they involved? Are they not involved? Who knows what? We're going to find Summer Wells. We're going to bring justice for Summer Wells and bring closure for the public and the whole world.
Why am I here? I have some questions. I want this to be resolved, and I also want to see if there's any way that we can help this family locate their child, help this community. We come here absolutely in peace. We come here to be a voice for Summer. I think way too much time has gone by that this little girl can't become a cold case. We want to help the family find their daughter.
And we want to debunk some things. There's a lot of rumors saying that the locals here are really scary. They're terrifying. They don't want to talk, shoot first, ask questions later sort of thing. But we don't think that. We think that people do want to talk and that they're getting a bad rep for whatever reason it is. And we want to talk to people, talk to anyone that wants to help.
Then your destination will be on the left.
The individuals or individual responsible for murdering or kidnapping Summer Wells, or both, are going to be in this courthouse very, very soon. And they're going to be held accountable, and they're going to be brought to justice. Hawkins County Courthouse, Rogersville, Tennessee. Justice for Summer Wells.
Next, we went to the tax assessor's office. We asked for the parcel renderings of the Wells property.
Aww.
I mean, but you need a larger
Yeah.
format.
Yes, if possible. I appreciate it.
Yeah, the online rumors are like, oh, the locals there don't like outsiders inside the town.
We get answers.
Trying to find a missing girl.
Some people here don't.
Oh, yes.
But that's not the majority though.
Anybody that's willing to look should be left alone.
We're just trying to find answers, trying to get closure, trying to get justice, trying to find her, just trying to get an idea about their area around their home, maybe do some searching around there, search maybe the creeks, maybe some of the vacant lots, anything.
Yeah.
And try to make a difference at home. Okay, so for instance, I'm from Florida and you have a home, but you can't by law put like other trailers on the property. Is that allowed here in Hawkins County?
In the county, it is.
It is. So you can
In the
just,
city, you probably couldn't put two
Okay.
homes on the same
Gotcha.
property. But out in the county, yeah, you can put
If you're in a
multiple homes on the same.
if we wanted
You're
to
in
just
subdivision.
find the rules and regulations regarding that, where would we go?
We don't have any
The
zoning,
deed,
so,
the deed could have restrictions.
yeah.
So an individual could put restrictions on it before they sell it.
Gotcha.
Or it could be a subdivision restriction.
Right.
All of that would be recorded with the deed or with the registrar's office across.
Now I can tell you that apparently where the Wells do live, they can have that big bus. They're allowed to. And I want to make sure people don't misunderstand. I'm not saying can't. I'm saying can. So they're allowed to have all that junk on their property. They're allowed to. They're allowed to have the extra home, the mobile home that Grandis lives in their area of Rogersville and Hawkins County. They are allowed to have the trailers on there. So that's what we're trying to find out.
So go over there and try to get that information.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it would give you the information. If it's part of a subdivision, then it would refer to that subdivision and she can pull the subdivision regulations up.
So when
I
you
appreciate
say
it.
you already
We asked some of the workers if they had heard about cornbread mafia, and they said they had never heard of such a thing.
Broader.
I want to bring awareness
yeah.
and spotlight so it doesn't become a cold
yeah.
case.
So did you all watch the documentary?
And I also want to remind the audience, we talk to a lot of locals. I don't know if it's in this episode or in another. We have, I believe, 4 or 5 different episodes of the work that we did on the Summer Wells case. And as you guys can see, we're very thorough in our process. We're very thorough. We do a lot of background information related to any case that we're taking on. We do a very thorough background of information, literally everything. And we do it in person for a variety of reasons. We feel that when people see us and can feel our vibe, we talked about the vibe and everything yesterday. When we feel that when we are out there, people can feel our vibe and realize we're there to do good. And this is what allows us to have those really in-depth conversations, really in-depth interviews with people, as opposed to being on a phone call or, on here with people live. We prefer being face-to-face with folks that we interview. And the reason for that is because we get their body language, we get the feeling we get. When the hair on the back of our neck stands up, it stands up, and it's an alarming red flag. And it gives us the ability to critique our questioning and our line of questioning when we're speaking to people. Now, this is just the assessor's office, getting, and this is where we actually got this big sheet of paper. Again, I tell you, I am a slob in my office. Paperwork is always around, but it is a organized chaos here because I'm able to grab paperwork as we talk, because we never know which way our conversation is going to go. So I have to be able to easily grab stuff. So it's not put in a filing cabinet or anything. It will be moved to the filing cabinet once this case has been resolved. But for now, it's not. And I just want to show you the thoroughness that we go through when we cover these cases.
Dr. Phil?
Yeah, we did.
Yeah, what the heck was the
We didn't even know.
Yeah, is that a thing?
I said, how dare you?
We didn't even know.
I've been here all my life and my family's from East Street, so.
Claim deed, which
they're-
which Usually they have general deeds, special deeds. This is a quitclaim deed, so.
And this is on the wells.
This is on the Wells property. We were over at the property assessor's office. We were able to get, a little, rendering of the thing, as well as some legitimate, aerial footage on larger paper. These people have been, I would like to express something here. We, as many of you know, through the things that we were seeing on the internet, that we were told that this was going to be a really ugly place to deal with. We were going to have a lot of problems here. And so far, being here in Rogersville, people have been absolutely kind. They have all been willing to help. We are here, searching for information on a 5-year-old missing girl named Summer Wells. And this is what we're here for. We didn't know what to expect as in all cases that we deal with, but so far it has been a warm welcome. And we are just going to continue moving forward with our day. Justice for Summer Wells.
So where would we go to get, we're not from here, where would we go to get arrest records and to see sheriffs and maybe detectives? What I need is to speak to a sheriff and a detective on a case. It's the Summer Wells case, and I also need to get some court record or some arrest records.
Which entity is the lead investigator on this, and who's the lead investigator?
We wanted to speak to Sheriff Ronnie Lawson, but he wasn't there that day.
So far, everybody we've spoken to, the sheriff's office, the clerks at the county courthouse, the administrative building, everybody has been so.
Yeah, I'm going to call it right now. I think I found the single biggest productivity hack of 2021. It's this Google.
So while it's going through its commercial, I'm just going to pop back here until I can get past the skippable aspect of it. You guys don't need to watch that, but we will promote and watch the video and the commercial for the sake of Olivia. She worked very hard on this. While it was a team effort, she put a lot of time and effort into these videos and bringing this case to life for our audience. So let's go back. They want the community to show love and support and help find this young child that's missing. In many cases, these people have their own children, and would never want something like this to happen. We've confirmed, that the police are doing, the sheriff here is doing everything they can. They're working in conjunction with TBI. The FBI has had some involvement in this case, and we're really trying to bring awareness to Summer Wells. We're trying to bring some answers to law enforcement as well as her family. And, it is confirmed. These guys know what they're doing, and they've done a lot out here to try to find her. What I find surprising is, I read body language, and it seems this is hitting a little close to home. They realize that, people that love each other do terrible things to each other.
Absolutely.
And, this is not, what we hear on the internet is not going to deter us from our objective, which is to find more answers in connection with the missing person of Summer Wells. And we're going to continue to execute our strategy and try to find more answers.
Andrew, can you confirm what the detective told us about what people on the internet are saying about this county and how they're coming up with the most negative speculations? They've never been here. And then when people do decide to come here, they ask stupid questions like, have you thought of bringing out helicopters? They were very insulted by that.
They're very insulted by some of the people and some of the people's speculation on the internet. These people have been working around the clock. They're still receiving tips every single day.
1-800-TBI-FIND.
If you have any answers in connection with Summer Wells, you're asked to call 1-800-TBI-FIND. I'm pretty sure you can make an anonymous tip there. So we want to, start pouring in the tips, not the speculation,
If you live around here, or you know something, or you know somebody that knows something, please help this young child. She's been missing for 6 months. We don't know where she is. We're just getting started, but we need some help.
So you came in here, you got some records, right?
We got lots of records.
So we did ask for, we got to go and get some incident reports, but we did ask for the arrest record of Don Wells. We would like to investigate him and his background a little more, Candace's background, Grandis's background. We are trying to seek answers. Right now, to the best of our knowledge, Don Wells was not at the house at the time of Summer's disappearance. That's only leaving 2 adults that have not truly fully answered the questions the public as well as the sheriff and investigators have, and that's Candace Wells and Grandis Harrer. So, and her name is also Candace. So we're still looking, we're still digging. We're going to get to the bottom of something. I feel that something, I think we're going to be able to provide 1-800-TBI find something.
So you notice you came in here, asked for some sheriffs, and asked for the arrest records, and they were very cooperative. They actually brought out a few sheriffs, sat down and talked to you while someone went inside their office to get the records. They didn't feel it was a burden. They didn't, kind of be like, really?
They did not have an ego issue here. When we were in Moab, for example, and we were dealing with Lieutenant Kim Neal, he was so uncooperative. He was so pompous. These people are really sympathetic and empathetic to this young child, Summer Wells. And I've got to say that these people here really, truly want answers, and they don't care how they get them. They don't care who's involved. They know it's been 6 months. Then they realize that they don't have enough right now to do anything. Hopefully, maybe some tips that we receive over the next couple days might be able to spark something. It may not. But we are going to do the best that we can as a team collectively to help this young child that's missing.
Where are you going next?
We're going to go over to the clerk of courts. We're going to see if we can look at any court records that involve any of the 3 that we're talking about. The Grandis, which is grandma, Candace, which is mom, and Don Wells, which is obviously dad.
It's got the arrest records of Don Wells, Donnie Wells, Candace Wells, Candace Bly, Candace Harrer, Heharer. Sheriff's office here, they're still looking for Summer Wells. Summer Wells right here. They're still looking for Summer Wells. Any information that you know about the Summer Wells case, contact the sheriff's office. They were very cooperative, very nice, very respectful, and I appreciated them for doing their work. They're doing a great job on trying to find answers. They're working very hard. They're putting their officers and their deputies and law enforcement, including the TBI, they're putting their lives in danger trying to find Summer Wells by searching. They're not stopping. We're not stopping. The citizens aren't stopping. If you're out there and you know any information about Summer Wells, please contact law enforcement. And
1-800-TBI find.
1-800-TBI find. Justice for Summer Wells.
Next, we stopped at Hawkins County Dispatch Center to see if we could collect any complaint records. So we're here at the dispatch center. We were just over at Hawkins County Sheriff's Office. Great group of people over there. We're looking for any dispatch calls that have gone out to 110 Ben Hill Road. And so they referred us over here to their dispatch center to acquire those documents.
So how far are you going to go back with all the calls to?
We're going to try to look at 10 years. We're looking at 10 years of calls out there, what they responded to, how many times they've gone out there, things of that nature.
And that would be the Wells home.
That would be Don and Candace and Grandis Wells home.
So I'm thinking we need to get the complaint cards. We'll review the complaint cards and come back in here for the audio that we want.
Now, we only keep audio for 18 months.
18 months. So
you're saying there is some audio within the last 18 months?
No, that I would have to, that would take some time to go into our recorder and see. I've not looked at that.
I think we need to get the incident cards and then we can have them look into the audios based upon that. I really do.
I can tell you the date range of the incidents if you want that.
Yeah, well, we can determine that from the incident cards, right? Like once we get the incident cards, we just look at them 18 months back and see which ones would have on.
If you're still trying to figure out how to start an online business or how to get people to actually buy from you over the internet, I have some really good news for you that I think you're
So again, you know, a lot of people don't understand the level of thoroughness. Hello, Dolly. How are you doing this morning? We're just going over some of the work we did. This was from our very first trip out to Rogersville. I hope you're doing well. But this is from our first trip that we went out to Rogersville. This was our fact-finding mission. That we did in December. We actually, many of you know, went back to a second trip in January. So we're just going to go through this, you know, with all this stuff coming out with Jose and everything like that. I just felt it necessary as, you know, the cracks are forming in the Wells statements and things of that nature. I thought it would be prudent of me to explain some of the stuff that we've done in the past related to this case. We worked very hard on it, and you know, we are still following it. It's not over, and we're not done with it. So, however, we're on a little break because there's an advertisement which I need to get back to. But good morning, Dolly. I hope you're doing well.
Days can be making money.
Audio to them.
But nothing.
Nothing related to
I can't really see anything.
because of the current investigation.
Because TBI is attached to it, that makes it sealed. I mean, it's sealed records at that point.
Do you want to get the complaint cards?
Yeah, I want to get the complaint cards.
Okay, so mainly.
Because
So
the fact that
one
nobody's
domestic?
asked for them yet, you know what I mean?
Right.
No one has.
One domestic and then the rest are animals, right?
Well,
No,
I mean, I'm just saying,
Oh.
I just scanned.
She
through
just-
them.
he
I
just
know
did a
one's
cursory scan.
domestic, one, I think I might be sending an animal complaint. It's just, one of them's a medical call.
We're filling out a request. It's $10 per incident card.
Okay.
So we're going for the last 10 years.
So he's gonna tell us how many there are.
There are, so we can.
So maybe we'll just go, you know, a few of them or something.
Okay.
Alright.
So right now, we had the opportunity to request the call log from Wells House. And he said that there were multiple calls. And for each one, they would cost $10. And I agreed, we paid for it. They're printing them all out. They had to just take a minute to redact social security numbers and sensitive information. But there are a bunch of other calls, which are mainly animal rescue and the like. But this, what we're looking at are calls when they were made, by who, when the police in the county had to go out there for domestic violence.
Beach Creek isn't as bad as it used to be. Beach Creek used to be an area that law enforcement went over there, they would cut down trees in front and behind the cruisers to block them in.
Wow.
It's just a rural area that's policed on their own, so just be careful.
Yeah.
You probably won't have any cell service when you.
Yeah.
Hopefully,
come here, so.
the next call you get from there will be they found Summer Wells to bring justice to her family. A lot.
For that, yeah.
So we ordered the complaint cards for incidents that have happened at the Wells residence, which is 110 Ben Hill Road. We did find out that there were 2 audios that are available. We did order those. Those were domestic related. So that means those happened within the last 18 months. They only carry audio for 18 months, and we ordered the 2 audios. So it sounds like there's, you know, we watch this go on in domestic cases where there's a point of events when people start spiraling. You know, we start seeing a chain reaction of events. So I think this is the start of some chain reaction of events that started in the last 18 months, maybe previously, but getting bad enough that
Officers are starting to get involved. We saw it with Brian Laundrie and Gabby Petito. We saw it over just recently with the Kathleen Moore case. And, now we're looking into the cards that Molly and her donors, her sponsors,
Thank you, everyone.
Were able to pay for. Yes. We've got them in our possession. We are now ordering the audios and should have those in the near future.
So print cards are what, incidents?
Incident reports. So that basically means that law enforcement was called out to that residence for an incident, whether it was an animal, whether it was a domestic, whether it was a peeping Tom or anything of that nature. Anytime law enforcement was reached out to make presence, make a personal presence at the residence, there's an incident card.
And you guys now have
And
this ready.
yes, and the secretary did say that he weeded through a lot of them and just thought that we should have the most important ones.
So there was more.
There was a lot more because of animals, and he skimmed through them. He thought these were the most important because they involved domestic violence calls.
Paints a picture.
Yes.
All right. Next episode, we drive to the Wells property. Stay tuned for what happens next.
So there's episode 1 of Summer Wells. Good morning, all that are just coming in. Sorry that we are really early this morning, but I have other obligations at 8 a.m. I've got to leave here by 8, where are we? We're still doing good on time. I think it's time to go to episode 2. But just wanted you guys to get an idea of what, the level of work that goes into the work that we do. We just don't go out there and, a lot of people, because of my name, Bullhorn Betty, they think that we just go out there and raise hell. And that's just not the case. That's just not the case. Our team really does care about the cases that we cover. We really put a lot of time, energy, money, and effort into getting the whole message out there. And so this is just part of it. Now that we're getting into this case is starting to fracture, starting to have issues. I thought it was very important for us to go back and look at what we as a team had done. As many of you know, there were some issues that plagued the team. It was unfortunate. And while, I have no hard feelings, others do. Our team is back to, Jonathan, Olivia, Mom, and myself. But this was still part of the team, and this was still the work that we all collectively have done. And I think everybody did their job to the best of their ability. And we're very fortunate to have been able to bring light to this case. So let's just move on, and we're going to go through another.
If you want to eat healthy and feel your best.
Turn that off. Another little nugget of some information we're going to do. I'm going to go ahead and bring it live now, and we're going to watch episode 2. Episode 2. Let me just see if I can get this. Pause this. Yes. Oh, this is just the trailer. Where is episode 2? Oh, episode 2. Here we go. Is that episode 2? Yeah, here's episode 2. Let me get through the. Okay. Okay, this is another 19-minute. And then after this episode, we're just going to sit and chit chat for a little bit. And then we'll, break for the day. I may be back later this afternoon. I'm unsure, but I need to get out of here. So I can move on with my day. Again, I do have a breakfast with a nice group of people today. And as many of you know, I'm going to be extending. I was very heavily involved in my community here in Manatee County, and getting back into volunteering for a specific project. And so I've got to try to balance my schedule. in order to include that extra obligation that I'm committing myself to for at least the next few months in 2022. It might be for the next, I don't know, 6 to 9 months that I'll be obligating myself to. So it's not going to affect the Bullhorn Betty channel in any way. It's just me feeling the need to continue to give back to my community. And I hope each and every one of you do the same. I will be volunteering. I'm working with a group on what that volunteering is going to look like and things of that nature. But I do a lot more than just, Bullhorn Betty channel. So a lot of people don't know that and just want to give back. So with that being said, let's move on to episode 2. I think you guys would, is somebody? Yes. So Marissa, you guys got to remember, Marissa was with us for both of our trips to Rogersville, Tennessee. And again, I've got no hard feelings. I've kept my mouth shut about everything that's transpired. And I do that because, I don't feel that I need to get into any further discussions about that. But she did a great job while she was out here. And we will leave it at that. I don't want anybody being rude to her on this chat or in the channel at all. If you do not like her, you keep those opinions to yourself. As you know, we did all work very hard on this. Our team, again, the ones that work together currently, are back to what we were prior to the Summer Wells case. It's just me, Jonathan, Olivia, and Olivia's mother. And those are the 4 that are going to be heading out to our project at the end of April and May. So if you guys would like to donate, understand that's our team. This, we did a lot of work out here, and don't want to discredit anybody. Even Justice for All, Justin, was out here with us on our second trip. And so he actually has firsthand knowledge of a lot of stuff that we found out on our second trip. So again, we want to be respectful in here. And yes, there are, this is the work that we did collectively. So I want to make sure that we clarify that. So again, going back, so here's the video. Here's the next episodes, episode 2 of the work we did. I believe this might be the episode that has some bad language. So if anybody has any children or little ears, this is your, warning that this episode might not be the episode that you might want to have young ears listening to. So please be cognizant of that. Thank you. Sorry, guys. Children back, because if you want these mountains have eyes and ears, and so do the neighbors. The Wells don't care about getting their children back, because if you want your children back, you don't hang out with convicted felons. You just don't.
The following footage is copyrighted. Unauthorized use of this footage is copyright infringement. In the previous episode, we did our due diligence. We collected the parcel renderings of the Wells property. We then went to the sheriff's office to collect criminal records. We also went to the dispatch center and collected all of the 911 calls and complaint records from the past 10 years. Before coming to this part of Tennessee, people warned us that it could be dangerous, that people shoot first and ask questions later. But so far, people were pretty nice to us. The locals seemed to want to talk to us. Yeah.
No. House.
What house?
That was their house. I went slow. When I went slow, it was up on the hill. That abandoned shed right there, that was right on Beach Hill. That's their property. Look, they had signs all along their property saying.
We will go back again and see.
Yeah, we'll go. There's 2 cars in their driveway right up there. That's their driveway.
So you're telling me somebody, that even makes it more difficult to go up and snatch a kid. Think about it.
Yes, no, it's literally impossible.
There's no way.
You see, what is this? You don't call Jonathan?
Well, let's just go. Let's just follow him. I want to get the hell out of here first.
Check it from. No.
So that must be... What are you thinking, Mom?
Nobody can snatch a kid without knowing that even children were living there. And strangers driving through, you have to turn in the main
There's
road.
no way.
Here. No way.
There's just no way. This is, now that we really actually see this, actually see his home from the road and see the driveway that goes up.
They couldn't even put the car up the hill. They parked here in the street. Somebody, and a stranger know that there is people in the house because of the car.
And not only that, but think about it. If you're crossing up here, you can't help but to hear crackling. It would be very noisy.
Yes.
Here, look at this over here.
Just park on the street. I have zero fear. They're not going to do anything.
Yeah.
In the street there?
Park here.
Of course.
So let's go over here. It's road. It goes around this river and it snakes past. There's an abandoned building there, but that is the home of Don Wells, Candace Bly, and Grandis, the grandmother. They all live on top of that hill here. You see a mountain. It's a high hill, but you see a lot of junk and a lot of. I saw like a child big wheel, and I saw different children's stuff all along this mountain.
Sit there. You cannot sit there. It goes down so steep. And like I said, the most shocking to me is the fact that there's kid toys coming down the hills. You can see balls, you can see kid bicycle, toys. As if these kids were playing on this very rough mountain. I mean, it's not a comfortable slope whatsoever. This is like, it's steep and sharp. It's very, very sharp. But yeah, it's quite impressive, the size of their property.
So
But
my theory on this possibly is if Summer did come back here on that afternoon, did she tumble down that hill? Was she left abandoned and she tumbled down that hill? Is that possible? I mean, it's very steep there, and you see a lot of like
balls.
First of all, Kaz, I want to tell you this was videos that were taken from our team only. We hold the copyright to that. Professionalism is to promote the person that did the videography of this video. All right. The video that you're watching right now was videotapes taken from me, Jonathan, and Olivia. So mods, if you would like to share those links to those accounts, you may. But to think that somebody's going to come into my channel and tell me what we post in here is ludicrous. So Kaz, I'm sorry. You don't run this channel. You don't run my mods. This is our work. And, you're more than welcome. I can offer you to leave if you don't like how I run this channel. So have a great day and God bless you.
Look at the ball. Do you see the ball? We saw a bicycle, balls. We saw pink things. You know something?
How would they have gotten down there?
Exactly. You can't just. All right.
The last video again was from Olivia's channel. Again, the last video that you watched, and this is the last time I'm going to pause, is our copyrighted footage. Do you see the camera in her hand right now? None of her footage was used on this video. None of her footage has ever been used on this video. And again, if you don't like what I'm playing, everything I'm playing here is episodes Olivia has prepared with our footage, our collective footage. Okay? Primarily her own footage, as you can see, because you can see Jonathan, you can see me, and you can see MGL. You very rarely see Olivia in any of this. So what does that tell you? It tells you that this is Olivia's footage. So I'm moving on. If you don't like what's going on in here, again, I can kindly ask you to leave and have a great day and God bless you. But this is the last time I'm having a conversation with you.
I'll tell you something. If this place was searched, don't you think, holy shit, watch out guys. Don't you think that if this place was really, really searched, they would...
Oh, and that's another thing. Did you see how fast that vehicle went by? That's what I was telling you. It makes it next to, look at the road right there. There's literally no place to park a car. And you see how fast those vehicles drive past. This is one of the points that I was trying to make to you guys before as to why there's no possibility of an abduction that has taken place at this location, because you've got those cars speeding by. You can see behind them, there's literally no place to park. We have to move out of the way, our bodies out of the way, and barely have even room to move our bodies out of the way to allow vehicles to pass. And again, the vehicles go by very quickly. Let me see if I can just back that up just ever so slightly. Let's see it again.
I'll tell you something. If this place was searched, don't you think, holy shit, watch out guys. Don't you think that if this place was really, really searched, they would have picked up these toys, bicycles. You can't just walk down. It's not hikeable. It's just not. So no one's gonna walk up that. No normal person could walk up that and steal a child. These kids had to have been left unattended. That's my only question. Candace, were they left unattended and was there an accident? Plain and simple. If it was an accident, just explain it. Instead of this, like, let's end this. I truly believe that Don was at work, has no knowledge of this at all, of what happened. And I think he's going by.
There is a better way to make money with Amazon than selling physical products.
So while this commercial is going on, for those that want to be disrespectful in this chat, you guys can be timed out. I don't want anybody blocked, but they can be timed out. And no, your information is incorrect, and you can listen to whoever you want to listen to. We invited somebody onto our team. They offered, and if you guys recall, we all went on certain pages to help raise money for this this event. We didn't ask for anything, and actually, as a matter of fact, this trip right here, if you guys recall, we footed the bill ourselves. We were offered money. We accepted it. So if there's an issue with that, you guys can, again, you're misinformed about what happened and what transpired, and you can believe what you want to believe. I'm not getting into the weeds with this project, and for those that want to say that no, it was money that destroyed the relationship, because nobody will ever take money and control our group, period. So you need to take that to the bank. And so if you guys want to say it was money, you're damn right it was money. Money is what destroyed the team that we had. So if that's something that you guys can't handle, then don't handle it. But you don't get to come in here and be disrespectful to me or my team and our team because you guys are misinformed. Okay, I have kept my mouth shut about it. But let me tell you, when we're told that you can tank a case and you'll tank a mission, that's enough for us to say we'll never put ourselves in a position like that again. And we didn't, and we won't. So it wasn't us using people for money. We went on our own because we don't want anybody ever dangling money over our head again. And there's the facts. We're going to listen to the commercial until we get
trying to figure out how to start an online business or how to get people to actually buy from you over the internet. I have some really
By Candace's word, and I think Candace is scared to death. I think there was an accident. I think she was hurt. And
home compound is on top of a hill.
I can't
Steep
imagine
hill. It goes all the way around. You have to take a driveway to go all the way up.
Going through all this miles just to go all the way up there, out of their way to steal a child.
There's no way.
There is no way possible.
So we were told that somebody possibly came on this property to kidnap Summer Wells, some stranger. Look at this. They'd have to go through a creek. Now we see this. They'd have to go through the creek, climb up a mountain, go past dogs, 3 boys, grandma, grandpa, or grandma and mom, and then try to find the child somewhere on this large 11-acre property.
Oh, no. She was downstairs in her cubbyhole.
Yes, but how would somebody know after having to cross through this, climb up the mountain, go through dog, go through 3 boys, and then find her, snatch her, take her out, past the 3 boys, past the dogs, back down the mountain to their vehicle?
I think something happened at the water. Something happened.
I don't think so. I think something happened right here. But we can agree to disagree.
I think there was an accident.
I do think there was an accident.
Yeah.
Or mom got crazy, and because mom has domestic abuse. And I want to let you know, this was before we went to the water hole and everything. This was what we were talking about. This were all the options that could have happened to Summer. We were talking about right here.
Yeah, she might have hit her.
And it may have gotten rough, or she may have caught her near the edge, went to spank her, and she fell and hurt herself. Solidifies the fact that I truly believe Candace is key in this whole entire thing. This is up a mountain, a very steep mountain. Poor baby.
But do you think that it's possible that, we know that Candace was not watching the children, the boys were watching Summer. Do you think it's possible Summer may have came out and played and went off that mountain and injured herself?
Somebody would have found her.
You know if they're violent?
Well, I live right here on top of the hill, and sound travels very good. But I'm gonna leave it at that. Nobody has come up here and asked me nothing.
No way.
Nothing.
Oh my God. Okay. Well, God bless you. Thank you for taking some time to speak with us. We appreciate it.
And this again is people pulling over to the side of the road to speak to us, to talk to us about what they know and the information that they have about the people on top of that mountain.
And they've been in here, they're zeroing in on here.
Yeah.
And they have something where they feel like something happened.
But they need evidence. They need probable cause to go on that property to execute search warrants. And these people can give them some evidence of what's going on in this house. And they haven't even went over there on that side to talk to them.
Not even since the beginning.
She wanted to talk to us.
She wanted to talk
to us. She told us specifically that this whole thing, the story is bullshit. She said that she, living in this area, can hear repeated F-bombs, sound travels. You can hear it.
There's violence.
A lot of
She can hear
violence.
from her, from up her way.
She said that they're not good people.
A key factor here is she is a neighbor, and she said the TBI has not spoken to her. Law enforcement has not spoken to her. That's interesting.
Yes, it is.
Has all the neighbors around the Wells home been properly spoken to, vetted? Maybe they have some information. Maybe they're witnesses. Maybe they can provide more insight to law enforcement, but she hasn't been spoken to. So that's what she did say. So I found that disturbing. But, it's not surprising. It's not surprising. That home is on the mountain there on the top of a hill. The Wells have a history of domestic violence. The Wells' son, child molestation charges. He has a bunch of criminal charges from Utah. The mother, had their children taken away from a prior relationship up in Wisconsin. It's bad. These people are bad news. Abandonment. My theory is they came home that day, see how steep that mountain is. Look on the mountain there. You can see a bunch of children's toys and stuff like that. Maybe she fell down. Maybe she was left unattended and she just stumbled there and tripped, and then boom, 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 boom. They panicked, put her somewhere.
My theory is a little different after speaking to the neighbors. So what had happened, she said that these people are violent. They're crazy. Because I asked her that specific, I laid that specific scenario down for her.
Okay, so skeletal muscle mass.
So while this is going on, we're just going to, again, just come back to, oh, I'm on the wrong screen here. Hold on. It's nice having the two computers, I gotta say. So far, this one's doing good. It hasn't dropped, but you never know. It just might. So we're going to still get through. It looks like I got about 20 more minutes, and then we're going to wrap up. I'm going to get this back on. Yes, we're going back into time about the work we did out there for Summer Wells, the due diligence, everything behind the scenes that we worked very, very hard to bring the information to the public that we were able to find. So it is a very dangerous yard. I'm surprised they weren't required to put a fence around that property with having such young, small children. People that have never seen that property would be amazed. I mean, the pitch of it is something I can't describe. I mean, even the videos do the pitch of that no justice. You can't see the pitch. You can't see how hard it would be to maneuver something like that without having ropes and things of that nature getting down part of that mountain. Other parts are just very steep. It's very difficult. Very, very, very difficult. So let's get back to this, and then we'll be wrapping up here shortly.
Felt moody and anxious and irritable.
And she does not believe it. She said the neighbor called bullshit on that theory that she fell, and she said that they would have found her body by now. And I said, well, maybe Candace got scared and did something with it. And she goes, absolutely not. So she believes that these people, because she hears everything that goes on from this house, she said sound carries. And she believes that Summer Wells was harmed by somebody that was home at the time. And that's why they haven't found Summer Wells's body and why things are going on the way they are. So,
and a reminder real quick is that day that
I want you guys to look. I mean, you guys can't really see, but look how steep that hill is. It literally goes almost straight down. You're not seeing it coming at a nice even angle. Even though you can't really take the texture and everything, it's going almost straight down. Straight down.
she went missing, the boys were cleaning the house because they were waiting for a CPS visit the next day. So it's on record, and we have all of these calls that we bought. We went down there. We done a lot of paper digging on foot, stuff that you can't get on the internet. We paid for. So we haven't had a chance to go through them yet. Good.
But I also want to say something, and this is very important that we need to understand. People lie about certain activities. So maybe the reason why everybody was cleaning the house was to get rid of evidence of something that happened inside the home. And they made up this fictitious cleaning because their house has been of disarray and nasty throughout the whole CPS process. Why that day? Why that time did they decide to clean it? Why? Because the house has been disgusting since CPS has started. We decided to clean this time. Why this time? Why this visit? Why? Why that visit? When no other visit. They didn't do anything for any other visit. Why that one?
Look at how the cars, they pass here fast.
Yes.
You see everybody's going fast.
Yeah. You can't
How do
process
you park a car on the out here? Is still a kid.
All the way
when
up
you
there.
got cars zooming by here at like 50 miles an hour. When there's no median on the side of the road, there's no place to park. And if you did park, it would stick out like a sore thumb out here. I mean, we're sticking out like a sore thumb. Look at this. We're the only people know that we're here. We're exposed.
We're totally exposed.
So how did this happen? I do want to turn law enforcement to go down this way and start questioning witnesses down this way, if nothing more, to question them about, the behavior of these people that live.
Look at that drop too. So they say I told you guys about the creek, even though the creek is shallow, look at that drop. That drop is like 2 to 3 feet. So you have to scale the mountain, and then you got to scale into this creek on both sides. So cross through that, which that creek was, I want to say 15 feet wide, and then climb back up on the other side, which is another 2 to 3 feet. This is not something that's easily navigated by a single person, yet alone a single person with a child in tow that they're trying to steal.
In that house, because people know these mountains have eyes and ears, and so do the neighbors. And it's time for them to do more due diligence. And we love law enforcement. I want to make sure that we say that, but we always find it's mistakes in the investigation that cost time and money and obviously arrests.
Maybe it's from the distance.
Yep, so do we.
He heard it too. We did too.
Yeah,
You
we
heard
did
it
too.
first? I heard it, was like, what?
And if they were talking, then imagine if they were screaming.
Exactly. It sounded like they were raising their voices.
Don Wells could be very receptive to us. If he sees us, he might come out and talk to us. So we can't assume that. Again, I can hear faint things. I can hear maybe some music or something, and
Laughing.
there you go.
Up there in his house, a felon. So the Wells are trying to get their kids back, yet they're hanging out with felons. Felons. I want people to understand that. The Wells don't care about getting their children back if they're going to be hanging out with convicted felons in a situation where their own daughter is missing. They're up there having a good time. We can hear them out of the road, joking and laughing, having a great time. Don Wells and Candace Wells are wanting their children back. You would think that they would be on their best behavior, working very hard and keeping their nose clean, but they're not. They're having alcoholic beverages. They're getting DUIs. They're doing unsavory things, and then they're hanging out with felons. This is not parents that are doing everything that they could possibly do in an effort to get their children back. This is disgusting. This is deplorable. And we need CPS to keep those kids as long as they can possibly keep them. Which at this rate, with them hanging out with felons, if you don't believe me, here's the VIN number. Here's the VIN number. He took the license plate off of his car, but we definitely know he had a child's car seat when he left Texas. And guess what's in this car? A child's seat.
There's a better way to make money on Amazon than selling physical products. 3 years ago.
So again, on the roadway, yell traffic markers. I mean, you know what? I'm not going to deal with you anymore. If you want to sit there and talk, you can have your truth. I've got mine. We were physically out there, Kaz. I doubt you've even done one iota of traveling to get the truth on this case. So our team has. Our team went out there. We worked very hard. We brought a lot of light to the comings and goings of this. We've talked to a lot of neighbors. I doubt you've done anything for due diligence other than listen to other people that haven't gone out there or have been really cozy and not kept that arm length from the case. We kept our arm length from the case. We didn't get chummy with any person in this case. None. We reached out to Allie, we reached out to Dudley, we reached out to everybody that Don Wells told us to reach out to. And yes, Don Wells spoke to us on multiple occasions. So we have him on the record on multiple occasions. So just to clarify, with all those naysayers out there and the haters out there and everything like that, You can't do it like we do. Sorry. You can sit there and run your trap in this chat, but you can't tell us what you've actually done to get off your duff to find the truth and answers. We did an awful lot. We did an awful lot. Love me, hate me, don't care.
Benjamin Dwayne Lindsay, a convicted felon advocating for the Wells, is here with the Wells when the Wells are trying to do everything they can to get their kids back. Not. Because if you want your children back, you don't hang out with convicted felons. You just don't.
Across the street from the Wells property is Morrison Cemetery. It may look very far away, but the property is closer than it looks.
Think about this. This is, out of everything here, this is the only one that has it unmarked, and the ribbon is not bleached from the sun. There's no headstone. There's no information like everybody else has.
I mean, where else to hide a body than a cemetery right next to your house?
She said the whole story's fucking bullshit. She said FBI never came to talk to her, nothing. And she said that she hears everything because the sound travels. No, I know something. Someone's definitely gone. She's gone. She's gone. And the fucking school bus is sitting up there.
The toys down on the side of their mountain there. It's quite possible Summer tripped and fell and tumbled down that mountain. When we were in town at City Hall, remember people told us to, if you go up there, be careful because the cliff there is rocky on the side of their house. So maybe they were sending us a hint saying, hey, people trip and fall down there and go down there and trip and fall. I mean, they did say that. That is very steep. It's very, very steep. And a child can easily trip, a 5-year-old child trip and tumble down, get hurt, hit their head on a log, and that's it. Now, what does Candace do and the grandma do? Panic. Is Don involved and they all conspire to, bury her somewhere? That's a good theory. I mean, something happened.
We talked to a neighbor that said she had not been spoken with by TBI or any law enforcement. And we find a lot of witnesses through our cases and our investigation that have not been talked to or contacted by law enforcement that hold a wealth of knowledge. And this is another example of this side of the road may not have even been talked to. The Wells live right over here. Mm-hmm. So, is it possible they moved everything? Would they have come over here in the dead of night? This is desolate area. People are asleep. Would they have paid attention to somebody being out? I mean, they wouldn't be paying attention to too much noise because they're hearing arguing coming from the Wells house all the time. All the time. That house is constant commotion. So it makes me wonder, why is a neighbor down the road have not been talked to? Why? Obviously, she had a wealth of knowledge, wealth of information. It may be that one small little nugget of information that breaks this case wide open, and you've got a person down the road that hears the stuff that's coming from this house, and nobody has even spoken with her yet. Not one person.
Yes.
Wendy's, Wilcox Drive in Kingsport.
You got it. See you then.
And we'll call. Okay, I appreciate that.
All right, my dear.
Bye-bye.
Talk to you
Sounds great.
soon.
Y'all have a good night.
So that wraps up just about the morning segment. Yes, thank you, Anissa. We did have a bunch of trolls in here because they heard this going on. This is prior videos. This is videos that were released back in December of last year of the work that we actually did on this case. I thought now would be a great time to air them. They've been on Olivia's page. So if you guys want to go watch more, we're going to be watching them here on this channel over the next few days as we're, as this case is starting to find its fractures, find its cracks in the dam that I talked about. The dam's going to be blowing wide open over the next, few months. And I truly believe that. I believe that law enforcement this case has not gone cold for them. I think that we are in for a very big surprise. You guys are watching. A lot of the information has changed, as you guys can see. A lot of our ideas about what had happened to Summer Wells has changed. And so you're literally walking through the progression from the beginning of of us starting our research, and we're going to be moving into current times and dovetailing back over to Jose's statements and things like that. So, and I'm doing this because I want you guys to see this is all condensed. You guys watched about a half hour, a little over a half hour, and that half hour was hours and hours and hours of our time. Hours. 16, 20 hours of our time condensed into 30 minutes on this video. So a lot of people don't realize how much work when we get involved in and bringing information to light, the due diligence that we, pride ourselves of doing as we tell these stories. And I hope you guys understand that, we work very, very hard. Were there hurt feelings after this case was done? Of course, there was a lot of emotion. There was a lot of stress. There was a lot of, just unnecessary things that involved itself while we were trying to, work on this case. And it did cause some fractures within a strong unit. However, the originals stuck together and are moving forward. Unfortunately, it sucks. Do I have any hard feelings? I don't. I have none. But it is one of those things where we all agreed at the beginning, if it didn't work out, it didn't work out. This was the case that was going to let us know if it worked out. It didn't work out. Do we aspire to, get together on other cases in the future? If the damage is not already done, maybe that would be a possibility. But as of right now, until things settle down, no, that would never be a possibility in my mind. But again, this is the work that a lot of people put into. And that includes MGL. She put a lot of work into this. She was out there with us. Justice for All was out there with us. He put time into this case as well. You see the fruits of his labor. I mean, he got an epic interview with Jose. Again, I believe a lot of the stuff that Jose is saying, and it's been corroborated through the prior work that we did. So that's why I know that a lot of the stuff he's saying is truthful. But there are some things that I question, as any person that does investigative journalist would. We hear things, we see things, and we get the vibe of some untruths. And I do believe out of all the good, I mean, he was on there for hours and hours and hours with Justice for All and ICU. And, but there were some inconsistencies in his story, and they were glaring inconsistencies in his story. And the reason why we can say that they are glaring inconsistencies in his story is because we did go out and find answers, and we are bringing those to you. Yes, I agree with you, Truth Teller. But we're winding down. So tomorrow morning, guys, we will be here. I'm not quite sure what time, but we will be going through the rest of the episodes that Olivia put together for Summer Wells, and we will be discussing it. And I hope you guys learned something. It's not easy to snatch a child off this. We heard, Jose's own comments about how vicious those dogs were. There was a lot of dogs on top of that mountain. When we went back the second time and seen those 5 or 6 dogs that came down the mountain that were wandering around, that Don Wells said, were strays. Those dogs were the only ones that appeared to have been left there. Those were nicer dogs. They were more welcoming. They were younger dogs, very sweet dogs. It appears that, some of those dogs were vicious. If Jose's comments were correct, which I do believe him on this aspect, that they only got 2 scoops of food, once a day. I believe that, because that would explain why those dogs were so vicious. When dogs are vicious, it typically comes down to the eating habits. If they're not getting enough food, they're going to fight more so over food. And it's the survival of the fittest. It's the leader of the pack. So a lot of those dogs were malnutritioned because of the lack of food that they were able to receive. I do believe that when that bucket of water got knocked over, it was never refilled during the day. The good news is the dogs had the creek. So even if the dogs didn't have water in the bowl, they had a big, beautiful creek in the front, literally around the house. So it was almost like a moat. If anybody has watched those old pirate movies and I can't remember, colonial movies, where the moats around the house, the bridge and stuff like that. That's kind of what we experienced out there with that creek. It went around the house, and as you could see, it did drop. Even though you couldn't see the drop very clearly, I mean, it was pretty apparent on the video, but you still couldn't see the depth of that drop. Just like you couldn't see the depth of the slope on that mountain. So, those are, that's what we saw. That's what we saw. I wish we had almost 4D imaging so you guys could truly see the slope on that mountain. I believe anybody that has visited that property realizes very quickly. I mean, it's that quick that you realize there's no possibility of an abduction. The only way that they could have abducted that child was parking in that driveway and walking that child down that driveway. That's why there's no possibility of an abduction. Now, Jose did spring up the fact that, Summer has wandered off in the past. She's always been found, folks. And then we go back to TBI and their ability to find people that have been lost. And they have been spot on. People that are lost, they typically find. So even shortly after we visited our second trip in January, a little boy disappeared a couple counties over from the Wells property. He took his dog for a walk, got lost in the woods. The dog came back to the house. TBI had boots on the ground and searched for that child. They found that child within 24 hours. So that would have been what I would have expected with Summer Wells' case. There's no way and they were there. You guys got to remember, thousands of agents were on that property searching for Summer in all that dense foliage for 13 days. If that child was going to be found or was lost, they would have found her. So in my mind, in my opinion, that's what eliminates her wandering off and getting lost. And that's what people need to understand. You've got to put the pieces of the puzzle together. And once they start fitting in certain ways, it changes how you think about a case and what you think may have transpired in that case. You're right. You never know. Might be getting sold soon. Maybe a production company should purchase it, because you're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. Oh, nice to see you. Nice to see you. So there we have it, folks. It is now 8:02. So I'm already running late. You guys have an amazing day. I got to wind it down. I've got to be somewhere this morning. I will try to be back this afternoon. If not, you guys will see me tomorrow morning. What time? It definitely won't be this early. I promise you that, because tomorrow what is tomorrow? Today's Friday, Saturday. Well, it might be this early because I've got a phone call at 11. I'm trying to decide whether I should bring that live or if I should do the recording through Zoom and then bring it to you guys on Monday. I'm still up in the air about that, but we did hear about the cornbread mafia, those being alleged. And so we have some great information from an expert that will be forthcoming in the near future about the cornbread mafia, and can't wait for you guys to hear it. For that, guys, make it a great Friday. TGIF. We will see you soon. God bless everybody. God bless everybody. Even the haters out there, we pray for you. We love you still. We understand why you guys are on the opposing end, even though we don't quite understand it. I mean, we just can't. These are despicable parents, and I hope you guys come to your senses soon and get on the right side of this case. If you're truly in it for Summer, truly be in it for Summer. You've got to take the blinders off at some point. These parents are culpable. They're responsible. And the dam of their lies is breaking every single day. With that, toodles for now.